Hello, Sandra. How you doing? Hello.
I'm well. How are you all doing?
We're doing great. We're gonna start the meeting.
Okay.
One correction on the agenda. The date should be 2021. I put 2020 on the agenda, unfortunately. When we open the meeting, it's now approximately what time is it? Six?
6:07
6:07. Okay.
or 6:08, yes, right now. I sent the agenda as well as the minutes out to everybody by email, so you may want to just check those if you are looking for them. They are there.
And I was late getting the agenda out. It wasn't Derek Ford. I was a little delayed in getting that to him like 10 minutes ago with the agenda wise.
Would you like for me to share it on the screen, Fred?
The documented stuff. Yeah, those, sure, maybe use that way. Sure. You can do that.
You find it?
If not, let me see. Let me have it on here. Hold on 1 second. I just sent out. Here is the agenda. And let's see.
Yeah, I thought I had it. I thought I had it up, but I don't.
No worries. I got it. Are you able to see? Oh, let me close mine. Make sure I can see what you guys are seeing. Might help you camera.
Linda?
Yes.
I like that room behind you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm enjoying it too. That's the best thing since I don't have it at my house.
Okay. That's the picture? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I see now. Okay.
Another person who just checked in had the same background. Then he left.
Oh, called background. Oh, background. Okay. Background. All right. Yeah. Yeah. We have the agenda now, for the most part, a little shrunken, but a little more to the right, a bit larger, Derek, if you could.
I cannot.
Okay, we'll go with that then. We'll keep moving, okay? And I'll sort of fill in we have to. We'll do the pledge first of all in unison.
Maybe I'll turn it
There
that
you
much
go.
further.
You are terrific, Derek. You are terrific. We need to hire you, man. Need to hire you. Okay. Also be at 6:09 approximately, with 6:08. We'll do the pledge. I pledge allegiance in unison to the flag. United States of America,
And to the public.
which we stands, one God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Injustice for all.
Okay, thank you very much. Do a prayer. Who want to do the prayer? Sandra, you're a prayer person.
Sure. If we could bow our heads as we go to the throne of grace. Father God, O Lord our God, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. We come to you this evening thanking you for your many blessings. We want to bless the members of this Escambia Democratic Black Caucus as we prepare to locate persons who will run for office in the coming 2022 election. We're thanking God for the safe inauguration of our new president and vice president. We're thanking him for moving forward with the COVID vaccine expenditures and funding that will be needed. We ask you, Lord, right now to forgive us for our sins. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Sandra. Anybody want to add anything to the agenda? Now I'll take a motion to approve the agenda. Any additions or if not, then
I'm sorry. I was just looking at it as you were talking. Can we discuss? I don't know if it's up there or it's going to be included in Treasurer's upcoming dues and things for the 2021s.
it's on the agenda. It's
Okay, wonderful.
We'll take a motion to approve the agenda, please. Someone.
So moved.
The second.
Second, Linda Scott.
Moved and seconded to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone
Aye.
opposed have the same right? Okay, great. The roll call, Sandra, we can just do it, we can announce ourselves online if you want to. We'll do a roll call. Can everyone see everyone? Is Mecca still there? Is Mecca?
Yes, Mecca's still here. Everybody's present. That is, all the members who are on the call are current members. I believe, I'm not sure. I think that may be Barbara Petty down there who is on the phone. But yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 total.
We have a quorum. Who is the Escambia County Democrat? Who is the Escambia County Dem? Is that?
That is the official the Zoom account that I use for Escambia County, but I use it as a backup just to do stuff like the screen recording and whatnot versus my own personal.
Great. Well, thank
So
you.
you take one off. That's why I said 7, not 8.
Okay,
So
excuse me.
yeah.
Super. Okay. The Treasury Report, we read the same as last month, $300 and some. I'll give you a specific amount before we leave, Derek. It's in my office over there. The bank statement came in a couple of days ago. Now we're going to do a couple of things tonight, if you will. We have Lil also Eubanks with us too. She's going to share with us what her efforts and well, Sandra, the county party efforts to locate people to run for office coming up elections, but we'll say that for last, okay? If you will. Derek, I mentioned you get the minutes of the last meeting, Sandra. You have those minutes with you, Sandra, of the last meeting?
I have the minutes I can pull up. Give me 1 second to get out of this and go into the next thing.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you. Have you seen a copy of the minutes of the last meeting, December 17th, 2020?
Lil did not get a copy. Barbara Petty left. So if you did not, the others that are on the call should already have those. I did them at the last minute because I worked at the school all week. So if I could just go through them briefly and see if there's any corrections.
Would you please? Thank you, Sandra.
All right. So we had last meeting, we had those attendees that were at the top. I opened the meeting and then we also forwarded agendas to those who were had not received them. And Fred initially had difficulty communicating on there. And we all stood and recited the pledge. Minutes were reviewed. Phil Air made a correction concerning the endorsement of the local Black caucuses. He was able to receive, although he was unable to receive an endorsement from the Escambia County. And Phil Air dropped the exact wording that he wanted. I corrected the minutes and Fred moved that the minutes be accepted with the necessary correction. And Phil seconded those minutes. Fred yielded the floor to yours truly. And while he was attempting to get Reverend Hayes on the line on Zoom to discuss items 11A and 11B on the agenda, Dr. Hayes is the president of the Northwest Florida Voters League. And he spoke stating that he appreciated us having him join the meeting, and he discussed the goals of that meeting, of their organization. They wanted to make sure that all voters are educated on the potential candidates that will be running for political office. In most instances, national, local, county, and state offices in some cases overlap. So Northwest Florida Voters League does not want to wait till the last minute. We want to get voters the education on what each candidate stands for. Northwest Florida Voters League plans to work in advance to secure the support of the best candidate for a position. They are nonpartisan. They are not like us. The major focus is redistricting efforts. Certain districts are not represented proportionally by minority, do not have minority representative. representation, that should be. The highest proportion of African Americans in the state of Florida is Gaston County, which is about 44%. Escambia County is around 22 to 24%. Many years it was set up with fair representation. However, over the years, every year after the gerrymandering occurs, post-election, we have issues with redistricting. The census is now complete. Phil asked if the Northwest Florida Voters League president in his state planned on lobbying the state legislators prior to their next session. Dr. Hayes said that they had not set up that information yet. Okay, something happened. We lost it, Derek.
I'm coming right back to it.
No problem. So Phil Air shared a link in the chat to show the demographics of African-American community all over the state, and that was in our last meeting. Fred also asked about funding. Dr. Hayes states that they have no outside funding. Their member donations are the only money they have into the league. Sandra wanted to know how to partner with them. They stated that their next meeting was January 9th, which is a Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Phil also asked what is their primary method of recommending who to vote for. Mainly what they've been using is the vote system that the Okaloosa County uses, which is called Smart Vote. Dr. Hayes stated that on the national and state levels, we did not do as well. However, locally, he felt like we were successful and the electorate is being bombarded with negative ads and our candidates are not being seen. Dr. Hayes stated that they will start early, like right now. The meeting continued and planned a committee meeting date to address the issue of getting younger people involved prior to the next meeting. Fred asked Sandra and Derek to assist with the quarterly report for the quarterly meeting. We had there many data points from the EscambiaVotes.gov based on the turnout and the percentages of swing votes from red to blue was discussed. Fred stated that we need to get a Democratic governor. That is his push. Per Diane Crumble, John Gingrey is at the supervisor of elections who will be able to get us numbers on the African-American vote or the African-American turnout. Derek states that the Diversity and Inclusion Committee will also have some of this data. And we scheduled our next meeting for January 21st, 2021 at 6 p.m. And those are the minutes.
Great. Good job, Sandra, as usual. Anyone got any additions or correction to the minutes?
I just want to be clear. There was one point that you made. I wanted to make sure I was, if it was, which way it was. It was the gerrymandering. I know you vocalized post-election, but in the minutes it said prior. Just want to clarify whether it was post or prior. If we needed to make an adjustment to it. Now let me go back to where it was.
Go back to it. See what I need to fix.
See.
Right there. I just think you just passed it.
Yes, this one. So when you were talking, you said post the election, but in here it says prior to. Not necessarily one way or the next. I just want to make sure it's right one way or.
Yeah, they want to prior to the next.
Right.
Be prior.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yep.
Okay. Any more comments, correction, or additions? If not, we'll take a motion to approve the minutes. If someone wants to make a motion to approve.
So moved.
In a second.
I second.
Move the second to approve the minutes as read and applied by supplied by Sandra. Call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Okay, motion passes. One comment just quickly, we were unable to have that meeting regarding getting young folks to join the party due to a scheduling conflict this week. So we'll try to get that done hopefully next week before the next meeting. The next thing I wanted to go to is the number 8, which is Derek Scott At the same time, we want to just merge that with the new business, which is B, and then the little tech training. They're going to share with us. Against, we need to start learning about technology in terms of having a better meeting, and also be more effective during our meetings, more proactive, effective, and we do have a better meeting, if you will, the training that Derek gives us, and so forth. Also, in our campaign and processes, the whole 9 yards. So a lot I don't know about technology, too much to even talk about. So we're gonna let Derek sort of give us his wisdom and knowledge right now, and sort of absorb that into this current part of the agenda. Derek, you want to share something with us?
Yeah, well, I can give you a couple of updates, and then I can share some numbers. I wasn't expecting to do the full report today, but we can do so as it stands. With right now where we are, we have 3 social media accounts. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. With those 3, and let me take a caveat and say all 3, plus the email addresses that we've used up to today, were not necessarily in compliance with the Democratic Black Caucus, only because at the end of our Facebook, Twitter, and email, as well as Instagram, it says of Florida, or FL is listed as the last 2 consonants in the acronym. We have to do away with those, so I've done that and reworked all of our social media so it no longer says of Florida or FL anywhere in it. So it's caused a little bit of a change in the way it currently looks, only because it says the title is different. If you currently have access, or you have looked, or you have it bookmarked in Facebook or Instagram, you'll see no change except the titling. For those individuals who are new or trying to find the information online, either one of those respectively, it will cause them to have to search for the new name on the page. So having said a different way, Facebook is now ECDBC followed by the number 1. We've also had to make the adjustments for email as well. So the email address that we currently have set up that I use via Gmail, as well as our our Outlook groups, have had to be reworked. So I've now set up a new email, and again, it is ECDBC followed by an underscore. And instead of Gmail, it's Outlook. I'll resend everything so that everybody has it. And matter of fact, I'll type it in the chat as we speak. But I did want to make you aware of that. And this was today is Thursday, so a Monday, Tuesday notice. I didn't know that that there was anything different that we needed to submit. And just so that we're clear, it's not that we were out of compliance or out of order. There's a problem when you look at all of the Democratic Black Caucuses and you put a Florida behind it. For banking purposes, I guess there's some confusion, particularly around those whose counties start with like Duval. If the acronym is the same, like Duval Democratic Black Caucus of FL, and we have the Democratic Black Caucus of FL, the overarching organization, it becomes difficult, I guess, when you're looking at the banking. So they have, in the bylaws, requested all chapters to remove anything that says of Florida. So it should just say, for our instance, Escambia County Democratic Black Caucus. Let's see here. And I'm typing that. You should have it in case anybody wants to know what it is from an email standpoint. So if you've saved our original email address into your contacts or favorites, please adjust it. I'm sorry, that should be, let me redo that. There's in between the underscore and Outlook, put an @ so it should say ECDBC underscore @ yeah, that one. Sorry, I apologize. That's where
there's not a 1 on that, Derek?
I'm sorry.
Not a 1 on that?
No, not on the email. It's the email has an underscore.
Okay,
if you see it and you want it for confirmation, if you look at the chat or the account that is listed in the Zoom for Escambia County Democratic Black Caucus, it is the same. So I've worked everything to feed as it should from that standpoint. Now, if we're talking about the current processes or the social media that we're looking at right now, I would say from standpoint, our biggest success, or let me rephrase, the biggest amount of engagement that we've had thus far is from our Facebook page. I'm pulling that up, so hopefully we can see that now. Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can share this here. So this is currently the Black Caucus page for the Escambia County. As you see, it has a lot of detail in it. It doesn't look like this. I should go to it from the viewpoint of those as you see it from your side. So if this is the one view that I had was from an admin side. This is what you see when you first log onto the page. And pardon me if it's thin. Let's see, it doesn't turn. Yeah, it won't let me turn. So I can't make that adjustment, but here is what it looks like on my Facebook on the phone. Oh, did I lose everything? Let's see. Go back to it. Share screen. Start. So in that, we've had a lot of, you can see from the posts, these are some of the examples of the most latest posts. I don't always post serious things, but it does help from an engagement standpoint to have some level of humor. I know that especially in 2020, there was a lot of, strife and turmoil. So if you can, offset it anyway with a lot of the humorous part of it, they will, you seem to get a lot of engagement. Like this is one that I posted just a couple of days ago where it's me making fun of Donald Trump when he got kicked off Twitter. So nothing is that's being posted thus far. And I also do a lot of stuff with the COVID information that we have in terms of where our numbers are. I try to do that on a daily basis if there's nothing else, but where we're getting vaccinations, things that I think are applicable to our demographic is the stuff that I put on. If there's anything that I think we as an organization would need to know, like they had a leadership chair for those who were running for the Florida Democratic Party. The Hispanic caucus for the state put this one on, and at that time I don't know if we had one scheduled at the state level, but theirs was coming up, so I sent this out just as a way to get informed of who was running for office at that point. There's a lot of detail I also put in our meeting details, so when we have them, if people are looking for them, I also try to schedule them in Facebook so that those who are not necessarily in the meeting in our distribution list are able to join through the links that they get in Facebook. So and they can add those to their calendars, which makes it a little simpler. I'm an advocate of Zooms going through the calendar and not through a standard email request, because it makes it easier for everybody when you can manage it that way, especially when you can see it in your upcoming meetings in your Zoom account. If you don't think I am an advocate, I would say ask Linda Scott, because I talk about it all the time. As a matter of fact, I think I kind of forced her to do it a different way than what she was doing before, because it's easier to do. Now, with respect to the where we are in terms of the feedback that we are, if you see this right now, I'm now in the administrative part of Facebook for those who manage these pages. They're technically business pages. They're not personalized. So anything that goes through anybody that has a page, the account is then kind of set up as a business and not necessarily individualized. So with that, you can see right now we're almost at 400 likes. What that means is that 400 individuals currently follow the Escambia County Democratic Black Caucus. Now, when we started this, and I keep saying 400, approximately 400, bear with me, I don't want to inflate the numbers. But when we started this number, when I got it last year, it was 89. So I think we've made a lot of progress in terms of visibility and what people are seeing. You can see the engagement. If you look at some of the level of detail here, you can see by post what people are looking at. So I'll use this one as an example. It says 18 people reached. They define reached as this number. So that's the number of people who actually viewed the post. Any reactions or comments that were made, they categorize that. And any clicks, anything that results in a click to either the Democratic Black Caucus page or the Democratic Black Caucus for the state of Florida, those are counted as clicks there. Most of the people who see it, because the only individuals who currently see this detail or the post that we put out right now are those who like the page, or if I in turn then post it or forward it, shared it from my own personal page. So you either have to be following the page for Democratic Black Caucus for Escambia County or see it from my personal Facebook. The two are connected, but
Did you tell people that don't use Facebook that much, where they would go to like the page? It's at the top, but
yes. So here, if you are, let me get to it. Oh, I know. Give me 1 second. Let me unshare because I put it in my contacts so that I wouldn't keep looking at it. Bear with me 1 second.
everybody know how to like pages, or did I ask him to do something that was not needed?
No, well, on the call, I assume everybody knows how to. There are a few that are not on Facebook, so but this would be irrelevant for them anyway at this point. I'm typing it in the chat.
But can't they go and look at things on Facebook?
They can look at it, but they can't like it, which means they wouldn't be able to follow it and see the updates. But they can always go back, like if they set a schedule to go in and see what's going on, they can. Outside of that, you would not be able to actually follow it because it's only all the likes are gonna go to an account set up in Facebook. And if you're without that, I put it in the chat now. So if you're looking for it, if you don't have, if you're trying to get it or actually page externally, that is from outside of Facebook, just typing it into the web, you can type that address there. Or if you're in Facebook and you wanted to look for it, all you need to type is Escambia County, and I'll put that in there as well.
Mecca, would you please spell your last name for me?
Yes, ma'am. Do you want me to just put it into the chat box?
Yes, please. Thank you.
So if you're in Facebook, all you need to look is Escambia County Democratic Black Caucus. It'll take you directly to the page. It's clearly identifiable. You know it from the logo. I try to brand everything relatively the same. So if you're looking for it, as long as you see the picture that's here in the screen for the Zoom account for Escambia County Democratic Black Caucus, you know you're at the right one. It also has a link, and I'm trying to get back to it so I can show you. We also have a link from Facebook to Instagram. Let's see here. Share screen. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly move over to, so we have it. And hopefully this is, yeah, wonderful. It's like, is this mine or yours? Okay. So this is what it looks like on the Instagram side. This is how you see it. Again, try to maintain the consistency with the naming of them once we had to go back and redo them. If you're in Instagram, all you would have to do is look for the ECDBC one, which is essentially the same as what we have for Facebook. So this is what it looks like on the Instagram side. And again, this as it would be seen either on my end or the individual user. It's not a private page, so anybody who would like to access it can do so without any issue with privacy or not being able to see the content. Now with this, as you see right now, we've got about 21 posts. I will be the first to say, although I like Instagram and would prefer to use Instagram over all else, the problem, well, I won't say the problem, the platform Instagram is a visual arts and media platform, meaning that you can't just type words into Instagram and post it. So on Facebook, if I have a message that I want to type, I can just type it out as anybody normally would in Facebook and post it, and it's posted. Yes, ma'am.
You're echoing. We're getting a, yeah.
All right, let me.
Thought I'd let you know.
No, thank you. Let me go back to.
Can you hear me?
No, we can't hear you.
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
We can, yeah, we can hear you, yes.
Yes, and if you say something else, to make sure you're not echoing now.
I think you're still echoing now.
You aren't coming through on my computer.
You have still some echo still, a little echo still there, Derek.
I know.
Derek, we're going to move on, Derek, to another topic. If the members don't mind, we need to get a few more things in before 7 o'clock. I'll close to it. So it's been a great report, Derek. Great report. I learned a lot from the presentation. We increased our membership, our following, our likes to 386, which is outstanding. I think when things open up more so and we get more things going on, we get more likes, I believe, in the community. People are excited about the Democrats. I think they are. It's our chance to really open that door wider to get more people in our party in this county. Kamala Harris excites people in our community. Of course she does. Biden does also. So it's waiting to be, it's low-hanging fruit now for us to pick the low-hanging fruit once we get a few things on board, some programs, even if through a virtual, if you will. We need to do that as soon as possible, in my opinion. Anyone got any more questions about Derek right now about how to access the Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter?
I do want to say if there's a need just in general for, and this will be my last point, whether it's Facebook, sure, Instagram, Twitter, or Zoom, if you need help, I know specifically with Zoom, I've done one basics class of 3 that I'm doing so everybody can, those who I know who want to get acclimated with the platform have been able to do so. If you want to, let me know and I can include you in the next one. You haven't missed much already except how to schedule stuff in Zoom, which can be a little bit tricky for those who don't necessarily know all the ins and outs for it.
Include me, Derek. Please include me. I want to be part of that training. Anyone else? Please talk up this point.
Just or let me know it, and by the time I'll send it out, and if you hear, then you know, oh, you didn't include me, but I'll make sure to let you guys know in that time.
I will send an email, Derek. I will do that. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Very good. We're gonna go to given our time we have left for the meeting. We're gonna go to agenda item number A. But I want to at this point bring Lil in because the same with the Voters League, gonna focus on finding people to run for office. Lil texted me the other day, and she didn't have the same focus the party does right now, finding people to run for office early on. I want to hear what Lil had to say about that. Lil, would you give your comments and what your guys are doing with the party in terms of trying to locate people to run
I'd
for
be
office?
delighted. And by the way, thank you guys all for all your efforts. It really felt good to hear Joe Biden yesterday and all that. And I know some of you have been working for a long time, and you know, we might not have delivered Florida, but we made a difference. And I think we're headed in the right direction. I saw from your minutes that y'all had talked about the direction we're heading in, and that was great last time I saw. So I just wanted to reach out and let y'all know that we're in the process. I'm in the process and getting some other people to work with me of looking for candidates. Okay, great candidates we're looking for. Okay, and you can go to, if you yourself would be interested in running, or you know of somebody who would be interested in running, you can go to escambiavotes.gov or .com. It's the same thing, and look under candidates, and it will say local offices up for election. And so you can look at that and see what kinds of things are available. Linda,
Yes.
if you are interested or know some people, we got a couple of school board seats up for District 1 and District 2. Laura Edler plans on running again for District 3 at this time.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to reach out to the retired Teachers Association and maybe meet with them by Zoom or something to reach out. And so I'm asking that, and you know, just poke around and see what you hear. The county commissioners 2 and 4 are the ones that are up for election this year. The city council, by the way, so that y'all will know, we have 4 Democrats out of the 7 city council people. So
That's great.
our city numbers are very good. I added up all the different precincts that are in the city, and we're only like 300 registered voters behind the Republicans, and there are 9,000 non-party affiliates.
Ooh.
So Democrats can win in the city. And right now for the 2022 election, we have 2, 4, and 6 are up, and Ann Hill is planning on running again for District 6. And I have heard some rumors and talked to some people who are possibly thinking about running for District 2 and District 4. So there's interest out there. And so I'm trying to reach out to those folks and see how interested. I've hopefully, I think, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I think I've persuaded someone to run not as an NPA, but as a Democrat for county commission, one of the county commissioner seats. So we're trying our best there. A mayor race. Okay, we really could have a good possibility with a mayor because of the fact that we're just 300 votes less, registered voters less than the Republicans. And I've heard that, of course, Grover's going to run again. And I hear that David Morgan is planning on running. And they're both Republicans. And if we could get a Democrat, we might have a chance and let them split the vote, the Republican votes. And so if we could find a really, really good, mayor candidate who's a Democrat. So be thinking and talking. And if any of you are eligible, we'd love to have you run, but also talk to other folks and see if we can round up people. As you know, there are a couple of ECUA positions up for vote. There's a judge, but they haven't said what district it is yet. But we have ECUA districts 2 and 4 are up. So I just want to urge you guys to keep your eyes and ears open and talk to people you know who might make good candidates. You know, put them in touch with me. I'll be happy to meet with them in person or on Zoom or whatever if they have questions. Just so that you guys know, we can offer things like candidate training. We have a lot of courses on candidate training that they can do online with the Democratic National Committee that are very good. We also offer, like Sandra knows, we did parades that included candidates, and we did sign waving, and we can pass out handouts. I know Derek and Sandra did some of that, pass out candidate literature and help candidates get petitions. I can't promise much in the way of monetary support. You guys know how that goes. Even though the new chair of the Florida Democratic Party hopes to make a difference in that, but we'll see what we see. But we also will offer meet and greets. You know, people who want to run will sponsor events that people can come and talk to them, to the people in their district. So we can do a lot of things for them, and we're willing. And I think we're improving. I feel like we're improving our support for candidates in the last few years. So please send anybody our way who's thinking about it, and we'll think about we'll see what we can do to convince them. So that's my pitch. Also, Mecca, I'm going to say that you're under 40.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you're under 40. Okay.
That's why I made sure I sent her a text a couple times to make sure she was going to be here today. Like,
so Mecca, we are looking to grow our Young Democrats Club. And so we would love for you to be involved, and other friends of yours who are, you know, in that range. Unfortunately, I thought Derek was for sure, but he tells me no, he's over 40.
I appreciate it, but
Almost.
a little bit.
Okay. But so anyway, that's one of the things we're trying to do. And another thing that we're trying to do with the DEC is get precinct captains. There are 80 precincts in Escambia County, and we have precinct captains in about 30 of them.
Not to cut you off on that, but she's actually less than 10 houses away from me. So she was going to be one of the individuals that I talked to about helping me with 61.
All right. That sounds good. Sounds good. We will always put people to work, but we appreciate it. We appreciate all you guys have been doing. I know I think it's harder for all the clubs and caucuses with the Zoom, you know, because you can't just say, well, we meet at the library, come on by, you know. You know, so that makes it hard. But we appreciate all your efforts.
Thank you for your presentation, Leah. But let me tell you a couple of things, Leah. First of all, Mecca is what we have Mecca. She's ours.
Okay, I didn't. She can belong to more than one caucus, you know.
Of course. I'm just almost joking. Secondly, in terms of their county party next time in the statewide elections, we want to have more input, meaning the city and county. The assistant one in to be the advanced person for our county, be the rep for our county for state candidate we have one next time. We want to make sure that we're able to input with that state party about what we like or don't like about that person that they sent us. We weren't happy about a couple people last time, during the election process last year. A couple of
Mhm.
guys, I can't think of the guy's name, but in terms of the African American community, Black candidates, we weren't happy with I can't think of his name now, but he was our area coordinator for the
You
party.
talking about, are you thinking about Keith Harding?
Yes, Keith Hardy, yes. We had a lot of
Okay.
comments about Keith. You know, he's a decent guy overall, and and nothing with him personally, but in terms of how he managed our area for our community, it did say well with several people in this area, if you will.
Mhm.
But we had, as I can see it, I've called the state party on Keith a couple of times, or talked with someone about him a couple of times, and locally also. And this is my point I'm making. The county had no input in terms of trying to input in terms of how we felt locally about person that keeps position. If we could keep the Mary or John next time, wherever it is, but we had no input in trying to impact how keep that person dealt with us in Escambia County. And I don't think that's quite right, if you will. I want to make sure that the county be a little more direct and forceful about, because this is our county, we know Escambia County, very
Yeah.
difficult to do. So we need to have some input in terms of, even though the state may be paying this person, we want input in terms of how they do what they do outside we want some input, period. I'll be short. Give me short.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure exactly. I don't think Keith is going to be working here. He went to Georgia and worked, and I understood that he is from Escambia County. He grew up here, but but I don't think he's going to be in the position here that I know of. But hopefully they will get us somebody. They are hoping, all these people who were running for office have gave us great ideas that they were going to do. And hopefully they will, that the guy who was elected, Manny Diaz, Judy Mount is the vice chair. That we hope that that all they said was going to happen will happen. And if that happens, and we'll certainly ask for input.
No, are you familiar with Manny? I mean, aside from, do you have a personal?
I am not. I've talked to him on the phone. He called me and talked to me. And hold on just a second. Let me get rid of that. I talked to him on the phone. He is, was the mayor of Miami Beach. That's the main thing I know about him. And that he has a lot of reach as far as getting money. That seemed to be what a lot of people were concerned about, because the money is not there at the moment. So that seemed to be a big concern. So that, I think that's why, and he also seemed to have a better organized, or more people involved in his organization for running for chair. So
How do you spell his first name? Because I'm trying to look him up.
Manny.
Thank you.
And Diaz, Diaz. Yeah. So I am be curious to see how it goes.
Let me say, Lil, thanks for your good question, Derek. We need to make sure that Escambia County is not the stepchild of the state, because our votes up here, we had a good turnout last time for our Democrats.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a very good turnout. The state recognized that. To become the funding from the state organization, need to give us a little more love, if you will, in terms of funding.
Yes.
Next election.
I'd love to see that.
Because
I'd love to see them get some people here too.
And some money also, and money,
Yes.
money, yeah.
Yeah.
We can make a difference in a close election. When we can get the turnout. You and Sandra and your whole group did a great job last time. All of us, did a great job last time getting the Dems out in Escambia County. They should note that. We should sort of parlay that in terms of a little more consideration when it comes down to funding and people in the upcoming election, because they treat us differently sometimes, So we need to change that paradigm going forward. If Georgia can do, Georgia's more blacks in Escambia County than Florida does, but if Georgia turned blue, we should at least get close to that position. And by looking at the minority community, the African Americans, we have to reach out to other people also. We just we got to reach out and get involved, of course, to be heard. I understand that, but we do our part also. When we reach out to be involved, we should be given some consideration in terms of our voices and our comments. Now, you've been great, Lil. Not you, the person, but in terms of this mindset about how the party accept African Americans' input at the larger scale of the election process, of the campaigning process. We must be Sandra's doing a great job being involved with the party now. Thank you, Sandra. But as others also get involved, we need to get a little more consideration of being heard about how things should go. So I wanted to make that broad comment now. You're doing a great job personally, but this goes beyond any one of us. I want to put that on your mind at this time.
Okay.
Okay.
I am happy to have input and happy to be with you guys. I try to occasionally go to the different clubs and caucuses just to, check in. But when I saw your thing the other day, I said, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to come and make a pitch. So we appreciate everything you guys have done. And we know that this caucus is going to grow and we're all going to do better after the COVID.
Exactly.
I would like to say too, if y'all keep another thing to keep your ears to the ground for is we're going to try to start having more service projects. And Fred, I think it would be great that we would do them as an umbrella kind of organization, since we have, 3 or 4 caucuses that we're going to try to start doing maybe once every 6 weeks or once every month or 2, something like that. So if you all hear a project, that needs some place that needs help or something to do, please share with us, and we'd love to help participate.
Great. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Your thought. I appreciate that.
We want people to know that we're out in the community, not just when we go and ask them to sign up to register to vote or vote by mail. We want, when somebody says, why do we only see you when you're looking for our vote? I want to be able to say, well, we've been doing this, this, and this. So.
Yeah, because listen, quickly, the party, Sister Sylvia Tisdale, Dr. F. Christian Center, Dr. Reverend Tisdale, the party helped her in one of her Saturday morning feeding programs. Is that correct, Leo?
Yeah, well, we did a special food drive on Monday as a day of service in honor of Martin Luther King and in honor of the inauguration. Mm-hmm. And we got over $1,000 worth of donations monetarily. Wow. And then we had like, those 8 by whatever 8-foot tables mm-hmm. that were full and second story. We had about 4 of them as far as food goes. So felt like we had a good turnout.
That was with Dr. Tisdale? Was that with her? Okay. We did something
we did that we did a collection. Okay. The inauguration group wanted to do that special kind of thing since, how it is with the COVID and people needing food and nourishment and stuff.
Great. Okay, super. Thanks for your comments and your time. Appreciate it, Leo. We're going to discuss a few things before we have to get in the meeting. But so listen in because you are a party leader for Escambia County. You are a big chairman. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Fred.
Yeah. One thing they have to get to is the state directive, as Derek mentioned earlier. The dues for all state chapters are due by February 28th. Must be the postmark or received by the Secretary Treasury for the party, who is in Walton Beach. February 28th is important because if you know your membership by then, you can't vote in the statewide election. If we as a chapter don't renew our membership as a chapter, we can't be involved in the statewide election process. We can be involved with the statewide organization, but we can't vote individual or as a chapter, either way you go. So it's important. Keep that in mind. With that being said, I'm going to send to Derek email I received from our state treasurer, our state secretary. It has the full details about what I'm trying to tell you now in detail. There, we'll distribute that to all the members, so you know what our obligation is in terms of our dues and so forth. So we know we all know the same thing. I got it, I think last night I believe. Also, with that being said, also our election should be in March of this year. Our elections have to be both renewed as a state chapter and by the local chapter to be able to vote or run for office in March. So that
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? What did you say?
the elections is in March of this year. Our chapter election was held in March. Each chapter in the states, each county chapter, hold elections in March of this year. Be able to vote and participate. The local chapters, to be member by February 28th, dues have to be in the state treasurer's hands or be postmarked by that date. Be able to vote in the state elections and or be able to run and vote in the local elections. It's the same deadline date for both elections. And that's February 28th, which is next month. We got a report we must send in every year. We'll report this. Sandra did for us last year. Thank you, Sandra. It's a spreadsheet today. Each kind of chapter has a spreadsheet they must complete, send to the state treasurer by the February 28th date. And those who renew the membership, new members, they're going to vote in the local election or in the state election must be on that spreadsheet by that date. Okay. So we're going to first off send the email out to all the membership. You know, in detail what we're required of us. First of all, and secondly, another email we're going to go out regarding our election date. We need to get that set also for sometime in March. And I'll be calling Derek and Sandra about getting those dates set for the election. We use the state's bylaws as our bylaws. I'll look at those and sometime this week. I'll send Sandra a copy also, and all the members really. But the bylaws for our elections locally, how they relate to the state elections, and we'll know what the rules are in terms of how to get involved. So it's important that we do that because, you know, we're going to make a difference locally and statewide. We got to get more engaged and more involved. So we actually each member to go get 4 or 5 other members to join up, increase our membership locally, and have a force statewide also. Unfortunately, there's dues exceptions. Exactly. If you're 65 or older, your dues is $15 statewide. $15 statewide for those who are 65 or older.
As well as students.
And exactly. Also.
But they're returning. Those are returning in that category. So not new members, just returning individuals who fit that category.
Right. So we need exactly. So we need to get that in before that timetable. So I wanted to think about. COVID has kept us down, unfortunately, more so than we would like to. But we got to, if we're going to make a difference in 2022, we got to start as soon as possible. And I guess it all starts with this year election, if you will, and membership drive. So we'll keep that on your mind. But I send out the emails I received to all the members, so we all know what's expected of us at the same time.
Fred, so that means that by our next meeting, everyone needs to renew so that we can get that spreadsheet and the funds sent off.
Exactly.
Next meeting, everybody needs to have their dues renewed.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay, that's $15 for seniors and students, 65 and older. Okay, for new members,
$35.
No, wait, what did you say?
$35.
Oh, that's not accurate. For those who are, if you are not new members, are whether you're 50 or 65 or above, or students, it's $50.
has it gone up?
Went up? Yeah.
For new members, that's what it's always been.
It was 35.
It was, yeah, because I didn't think I paid 50.
Ours are set in parallel with Okaloosa, so that would make it 50.
50 total.
Yes, 50 total.
Okay.
If you are returning and you fit the category, which for this purposes of this call, I don't want to say is everybody on here because I don't want to assume, but if you fall in the 65 or older category everybody is, everybody on the call, with the exception of Mecca and myself, would be.
No, wait, now, wait. You know ages. You don't know that, Derek. Come on.
I made the disclaimer to say I don't want to assume, but
I'm just
it would be. I'm just assuming. If you're close, then you fall down with me with the 50. Now, I, as a returning member, still have to pay the $50, so there's no benefit for me until I get to the next major milestone, is that 65 or older. So
yeah,
Okay,
for a while.
Sandra, how is that $50 broken up? Is it 15 plus the 35, 35 or something?
Yes.
We have local dues that are stay in the club, but the other
35.
The 35 goes to the state. The
Right.
15 stays within.
And the 15 is a local, okay.
Yeah, correct.
I'm sending you what they sent me, Derek, and members, so you know what I have.
Yep.
I got it last night, so you know what I received also. Okay. You have the same documents. We want to grow this organization. We got a lot of Biden and Harris. We can be excited about that. So we need to take over that momentum now. And also, one of the things too is that we got President Biden saying, talking about systemic racism. Our president believe there's a systemic racism in America. That is huge. That's huge. We should use that also to our benefit while we have it. Okay.
Yes.
And we can get white members too. We don't mind white members. Okay, white or black, Asian, doesn't matter. They may want to join us. Okay.
And I just want to say, while we're on there, we have another one of Howard's graduates here, Mecca. Hey.
All right, Mecca. Hey, Mecca. Thank you. Another fellow Bison, huh?
Yeah.
HU?
HU. That's right. Yeah, that's right. We need to glean that also, Mecca. Exactly. So we got.
Fred, I did reach out to Haley and Jamil. They're Dream Defenders.
Mhm.
I went and talked to them Saturday after cleaning up at MLK Drive on Monday. However, they did not get back with me. I'm still going to hammer on them, trying to glean their ideas and get them to join. Okay, they're young people.
Right.
And looking across the county or across the state, I've seen a myriad, even aside from the pandemic being a factor, that have done above and beyond phenomenal things with their chapters and how they relate to Zoom. One specific that has been on the forefront of my mind is Hillsborough, to the point that you reach out to see exactly what it is that they're doing, to understand how they're getting the numbers that they are in terms of their attendance and membership, and even project ideas that they've been able to successfully implement during the pandemic. So it's always something to look at going forward. And to your point, I think it's a great time to capitalize on the momentum that we have from this past election cycle, and now the inauguration of our new office administration.
Right. Hillsborough County, Tampa. So I'll look at the website. I wish to look at the website, see what Tampa's doing. Hillsborough County to be emulate with that reinvent the wheel. The things that they're doing, and we could take some of their great ideas and emerge into Pensacola and Escambia County. That'd be great. Okay, well, anyone got anything else they want? We're gonna we'll table other issues to the next meeting. It's now approximately 7:11. Anyone want to add or another issue before we depart?
Well, the only thing is no issue, but I just wanted to kind of piggyback on what Lil said about the service project. And if we're out there, I thought this would be a wonderful time for us to embrace the COVID vaccinations. There are many seniors, especially out there, who aren't on they don't know how to use the computers, and they keep saying you get on your computer, go to this, maybe we could come up with some ways that we could reach them to so that they won't have to be online or trying to find someone to get on the computers to get them in. They got to think not everybody is computer literate, and especially if they really mean what they say, that the elderly are going to be first in line to try to do something. They aren't, from what they're doing, the strategies that they're using. I don't know that it's necessarily impacting that group. I don't know if we can start thinking about, just want to put it out there. So when the groups are thinking about projects and stuff, how we can reach out to them, we would be helping them. But at the same time, they would see the Democrats out there trying to push and, the elderly and making sure that they're head of the line, I guess, to get those privileges.
Yeah, the problem you have to work through is particularly with that is the way they rolled it out for the state. They've gone through faith-based engagements with me, which means that all of the vaccinations that we're looking at for individuals, particularly in the African American community, are going through the churches, the community churches. The downside with that is, for some reason, individuals feel like they're the arbiter of who gets to do the vouchers within the church, provided that they meet the guidelines. It's been difficult to get individuals. If you're 65 and older, you should be able to just reach out and get the voucher from your faith-based organization. That has not been the case. It's like, oh no, I'll hold it for this person, or I want to do that for that person, which is absolutely ridiculous. So we need to come out in conjunction with, we're looking at right now within diversity and inclusion, how to offset that from occurring. But I would have thought that they would have been passing them out in droves, considering that people are getting checks for them. So, but since that's not the case, it's you got to figure it out one way or the next. So
I do want to say it's from I don't know if it's Lumen May in charge or one of the mayor's people, but whatever they did put in place for some of the churches, it only impacted. It was like a well-oiled machine. I went on Sunday to get my shot, and I just want to give them an attaboy for they were efficient, and it just went real smoothly. The only thing that I couldn't find one thing wrong, except for people like me who might be having back problems or knee problems. When you walk around the building, I would like to have had some type of a golf cart or something to drive me on back, to the front. But other than that, I couldn't find anything. It was almost like it was flawless.
You're talking about the execution of the shot.
If you see some of those people, just give them an attaboy to let them know that I personally was very appreciative.
At the churches, Linda, we're giving it at the churches. The shot was
they somehow I think that a representative from the church must have gone down. I don't know where the vouchers were, and they gave, for however many people they had on the list, they gave them that many vouchers, and then they had to call in and make the appointment, and it went just like clockwork.
Where was the shots given? What location was the shots given?
It was at Brownsville Community Center.
They had met Olive Baptist.
But I happened to witness
on Jackson Street that I'm unfamiliar with, but some kind of clinic there. There are a couple of places that they're out. The problem is the awareness of how to get the voucher, from the church. So if you aren't getting an announcement from your individual church about the opportunity to sign up for the list, you don't get to experience the flawlessness that Linda was talking about earlier. In that respect, you only get, you find out at the last minute when people are getting shots, like, oh, I got mine. Well, how'd you get it? I went to the church. Well, what church do you have to go through? It's a lot.
Same thing, Derek, with my church. Greater Little Rock Baptist Church called every senior citizen on their list and gave them the opportunity to say yes or no to the voucher. It was through a faith-based organization.
And if that were the case across all of it, I would solely support it, but it's not been the case like that across the churches.
Every senior citizen in our church was called.
Yeah.
We're not going to resolve the issue. This meeting. I see your point, Derek. That's how things are sometimes. It's not quite how it should be, but ones that received, they got a first-class service. Ones that didn't, unfortunately, they didn't get that benefit at this time. But to get back to Linda comment, your comment, Linda. So my thing is, question becomes, who should we partner with? Who should we reach out to? Escambia County Health Department, Mysterious Alliance. Who should we reach out to help them?
I would think it would be the Escambia County Health Department, but I'm not sure. But that's where I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, I'll give them a call. I will do that, and I'll get back with you and in particular Linda and Derek and Sandra, and share with you what I learned from them.
Okay.
This is a good project. I think it's timely. It's now. It's needed and it's useful. So we can do that logistically. That'd be a great project. Okay.
All right.
Anyone's got good ideas, please share them. You know, as you're walking around, looking around what's in the county, you know, share, email all of us, email Derek and get to us. Just share ideas because you know we all have ideas, and some could be one might be the right idea. We never know. Okay, so please share it. All righty. Anything else we need to discuss at this time? Things not discussed. We table to the next meeting. Again, you know, this membership thing each year since I've been in the caucus this last time, a couple years ago, February 28 comes, February 28 comes and the Secretary of Treasury is scrambling trying to get that doggone spreadsheet done by the deadline date. Last 3 or 4 years when Bill Snow was president, had the same issue. Okay, now put the same issue last year. Sandra saved us, if you will, in terms of doing the work. We want to avoid that situation this year. Okay, so we need to get our membership dues in. I have an application. I'll send one to Derek. Remember to share with potential new members. If you're a member already, I don't think you need one again, but if you want new members, need to have one already in place. So let's get that thing done before we reach the deadline. We need to get a deadline, our own pre-deadline date. Call it
Yes.
February the 15th, Sandra. You want a 2/15 maybe? Is the deadline date. Then we're gonna pre-deadline date. Okay. So with this, your obligation to get your dues in, write a check. How we gonna facilitate that collecting the dues money between now and the 15th of February?
Preferably a check or a money order.
Okay.
Probably not cash. If you write a check, if you have an account, we'll take cash if you don't have a check or money order. And we need to drop that by your office, Fred.
Exactly. Drop it off a mail to my office, one or two, by 2/15 of this year, February 15th. Get the thing done. New membership, same thing. New membership check is better. The record of it. Get the application. We get that done by February 15th because we don't want to be trying to scramble to make that. And the state is serious. You have it in, you can't vote. The statewide elections was coming up. It's gonna be huge. And also you can't vote locally either. So we got to make that deadline. Any questions, give me a call. When you get the emails, I'm going to send you guys, read it closely. We all know what we know, the same thing. Okay. We got our own responsibility. We got to keep our responsibility to get this thing done as it should be. Because because Santa Rosa and Milton and Oklahoma County, you know, they chapter, you know, they get that stuff clicking like clockwork, I believe. We want to join that crowd. Okay.
So we can't mail it to you, Fred. We have to bring it in person.
You can mail it. You can mail it.
Okay, what's the address?
It's 322 West Cervantes Street.
Okay,
322 West Cervantes Street.
okay,
32501.
okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Anything else? Let's triple our membership by 2/15. Okay. It's 30 members at least.
Just
All right.
one other thing, the
sure.
email address that I used to send out for the minutes and whatnot, if you have stuff, well, I'll send another one just so everybody has it just in case. But if you have something that you want to communicate amongst each other as a group, you can use that email address. It ends in groups.outlook.com. You see it. That is one to communicate. It just goes to us within the organization that are currently identified as members. So
Right.
you don't always have to wait for if there's something you need to know or get out immediately. We have that set up as well.
Outstanding. Any other questions for the good of the order? Any other comments or suggestions? Okay. With that being said, entertain a motion to adjourn. Anyone so move? Adjourn. Okay. Great. In a second.
Second.
Here,
Okay. And we will second to adjourn the meeting. So all in favor, say aye.
aye.
Thank you. Okay. We'll see you next time. And let's not be strangers with each other. Okay. I love you.
Okay.
I love you guys.
Love
I
you,
love you
okay.
guys. Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
bye-bye.